live one-on-one conversation. 30 minutes of pure entertainment with musicians, writers, and actors to motivators, chefs, and even rappers to up-and-comers with the it factor. It's the Jazzie K.Ward coming at ya. Have fun, some smiles, a few laughs. Tune in, chime in, sit back, relax. Have fun, some smiles, a few laughs.
What's up, Dr. G? What you doing over there?
Waiting for Artist Talk to start. It's Monday, so you know what time it is. That's my radio voice. It's Monday, so you know what time it is.
Okay.
Jazzie After Talk. I gotta make it sound good, at least a little bit. It's Monday, and Monday is Mondaying, but
it is
whatever.
Definitely Monday. But I had a beautiful, beautiful weekend. Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. I see people coming in. Did you have a beautiful weekend?
I always have a beautiful weekend. It just always seems to be too damn short.
Tell me about it. Hey, Eugenia, my friend. That's my former boss, Eugenia Ricks. She taught me everything I needed to know in radio at WVAS. She trained me on the board. She trained me on the microphone. She was such a blessing to me.
She might be a cousin of mine because, my family's last name is Ricks, so you never know, cousin.
Yeah. You never know. That is true. It's so good to see you, Eugenia. And so she's still in radio. She's in Atlanta now. And okay. But yeah, Eugenia's from the Chicago area.
Shontell.
She's from Chi-Town. But welcome everybody to Jazzie After Dark. This is a space.
Jazzie be talking.
I be talking, right? This is a space where creativity meets conversation. Every story shines a little brighter. I'm Jazzie K.Ward. I'm always thrilled to guide you through another night of inspiration, artistry, and real talk. Now, my co-host, the brilliant Dr. Shontell Graham, but we just call her Dr. G over here. She brings her insight, her expertise, her signature spark to the conversation. Together, we dive deep with artists, innovators, culture shapers who are redefining what it means to create, express, and lead. That's what we do.
Sound important. We sound important. We sound good.
Important. That's okay. Right. And Eugenia now is the assistant manager at WCLK Clark, Atlanta University.
Ooh, okay. Yes, ma'am.
She's doing big things. And I'm so happy. Eugene, we're gonna have to, as much as I'm in Atlanta, I'm gonna have to stop by the station or something. We're gonna have to do lunch.
Let's check the checkers in the mail. Me and Chef still waiting for the checkers in the mail, but okay.
I know it, right? So don't forget to go over to K.Ward Radio on my YouTube, K.Ward Radio, right here on Facebook, KWardRadio.com. And subscribe, like, and share. And it's free, right, Dr. G?
It's free. And how come we not rich?
Because you didn't share our say it, Dr. G.
You didn't share my shit.
It's free, people.
Cost you $0.00.
I know. I love it. And so, Dr. G, I'm excited to have my friend back, Mike Levine. He's amazing. He has that it factor, and he's just phenomenal. And I'm so excited. I'm ready to get into the show. So because tonight we're celebrating voices, vision, and the magic that happens after dark. Chef D, let's go ahead and kick off the show right now.
Live from WKRW, welcome to Artist Talk, a live one-on-one conversation with your host, the man with the golden voice, Jazzie K.Ward.
That just never gets old.
You like this song? Welcome to. Hey, I have to thank my friend Mike Murray and the Owner B. They created that song, and I remember when I first got the song, Owner B called me, and Mike Murray, you know, he's an amazing jazz artist, and Owner B is a lyricist, poet, and y'all should check them out. I'm just gonna say, y'all, if y'all not playing them, shame on you. But
shame on you, shame on you.
She called and she said, Jazz, I got a little surprise for you. And I said, what? She said, well, check your email. And I was playing that song like it had hit number one.
Because it did. This is all that counts, this space right here. Let's tell a lie.
I played the song like it was number one on the charts. Because I mean, it's number one in my book, and I love it. Thank you, Eugenia. Thank you so much. But hey, everybody, welcome to the show. We are so excited to have you here. We appreciate you all each and every Monday. Even when the show is not live, sometimes we do pre-recorded, right, Dr. G?
Sometimes, but we just, a rewind is always good. You might have missed something.
You might have missed something. And you know, Dr. G is always in the space. You know, we miss our mind, body, and soul segment. And y'all should hang out with me and Dr. G on TikTok. We just blowing that space up over there, right, Dr. G?
Every day. But we still go to work. We still get things done, but we over there every day. Come on over. Come on in the room. That's Jazzy little thing. We're going to steal that one.
Come on. So make sure you all follow me on TikTok, Jazzie K.Ward Radio. Okay. Hey, Jackie. So tonight we're honored to welcome an extraordinary musician whose career spans decades of innovation, collaboration, and artistry. Our special guest, Michael Levine, is a celebrated recording artist, pianist, composer, and producer whose musical journey has made a lasting impact on the jazz and contemporary music landscape. A graduate of University of Miami, Mike studied under renowned pianist Vince Maggio, I hope I said that right, and quickly emerged as a standout talent. Early in his career, he co-founded the Ross Levine Band, releasing the acclaimed album That Summer Something in 1981, a project that featured legendary guitarist Pat Metheny and remained on the national top 10 contemporary jazz arts for 6 weeks. Now, Mike has worked with major artists, including Michael Franks, Dionne Warwick, and many, many more. His work appears on recordings with artists such as Michael Bolton and Ed Callie. As a composer and producer, Mike also contributed to music on Star Search. You remember Star Search?
Of course I did. 3 stars. I'm sorry.
Univision, Televisa, WRLN Radio, and Boosie and Hawks. Now, from jazz festivals around the world to intimate studio session, Mike Levine continues to shape the sound of contemporary jazz with his signature blend of sophistication, emotion, and technical mastery. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome back to Artist Talk, Mike Levine.
Oh my God. That was a thundering applause.
Happy Monday, my friend. How you doing, Mike?
Good. Back to you guys as well. Happy Monday.
Welcome back.
Yeah, Mike, I can't recall what season. You know, we're in our 10th season of Artist Talk. Can you believe that? 10th
wow.
season of Artist Talk. And Mike is amazing. He's my friend, and I love playing his music. I tell him a lot of musical friends. Just being on Saturday at the station, I wish I could play. Now I play your music at home. I play it on my Spotify list. I play it in the car and all that. But I wish I could just play so many of your artists' music multiple times of the day because you are amazing. You definitely have that it factor, and I'm just so happy you're back, my friend.
Well, I'm glad you reached out. It's been a minute,
right?
But you know what they say: better late than never, right?
There you go, my friend. There you go, my friend.
Technically, it's not late. It's perfect timing.
It's perfect timing.
That's true.
That is so true, friend. And so, Mike, we do this segment on the show called The Real You. I don't know if you remember that. I just sometimes come up with some questions about life, sure, about your life, so people can get to know you a little better. So
a nice way of saying being nosy.
That's okay. You can poke in my business.
So my first question is, what's something about your childhood that still influences who you are today?
Well, I think the most obvious thing that comes to mind quickly is, of course, my parents.
Okay.
Both my parents loved music. There was always music in the house, whether it was Frank Sinatra, big bands, and the other side would have been opera, because my mother wanted to be an opera singer. She got a full scholarship, University of Miami, back quite a long time ago, and only to find out she had stage fright, and that ended her career. But she could sing, and my dad would whistle beautifully, and they had an ear. If you were a singer, you were in trouble because they were a tough audience. You're a little bit out of tune. They would know. They would know something was up, So
okay,
I would say that would be the foundation right there. Yes.
Okay, I love that. I like that too. So my next question kind of is around life and purpose. And so my question is, what does living in your purpose mean to you?
Wow. That's a deep question. I'm the kind of person, and I hope this doesn't come across as shallow, but I strive to enjoy my life. I strive to stay close to my family. Family is really the most important thing out there for me.
Right.
Being good to people, treating people the way I want to be treated, and I'm not necessarily a religious guy, but I always say to my wife and to, when people get a little, we're all God's children, let's just chill out,
Right.
It's just, and that, that emotion maybe led me to music, and I don't know if I want to go too far into that, or if you have some other things that will lead me into that, but you know what I'm saying?
I got you. I appreciate you answering in that, Mike. And so my third and final question for the Real You segment centers around legacy and vision. So how do you define success at this stage in your life?
Well, for me, success is a few things. One would be just being able to play music with people I like, people, no attitudes, just get up there and play and have a good time.
Yeah.
Continue writing.
Yeah.
And I find as I'm gotten grayer since the last time I was on, I find that I'm writing things that have a little bit more deeper feeling. I mean, there's a lot of music that's toe tapping music, and I write toe tapping music too. You know what I'm saying? Groove, and you makes you move.
Right.
But there's also music that moves your heart.
Oh, yes.
A little bit different, and I find that as I've gotten older, I'm starting to write things. You know, either they're ballads that could be not necessarily smooth jazz, but more maybe straight ahead jazz. You know, beautiful tunes like Misty or, you know, The Nearness of You, all these great standards. I find myself falling into that school where I try to follow what my heart is telling me at that moment and follow it through to the end, from beginning to the end of the song, you know. And so that has meaning to me. That's become a little bit more important than in my younger days.
In your younger days. Because I was going to ask you, like, I can ask so many artists, like, how do you like to define your sound? Do you prefer to do smooth jazz, straight ahead jazz, or you just like, hey, I just like to play music?
Well, that's a good question, because I'm a little bit all over the place. You know, I grew up in Miami, so I have an affinity to, and a likeness to Latin music, Latin jazz.
Mhm.
You know, yeah, there you go. Okay, I see it. All right. You guys don't need no band. You got the rhythm in your bodies. But anyhow, you know, Latin music, straight ahead, ballads, contempt. So I think if I were to label myself,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe I shoot my own foot by saying this, but I consider myself a contemporary jazz artist. That, you know, that I'm not in one box. You know,
There you go.
in every recording, I always have at least one vocal.
Okay.
I always have one Latin tune. I know that in the smooth jazz arena, you know, people may not play it, you know, or maybe they will, maybe they won't, but chances are no. But that's still, you know what I mean? It's still me. So I show the, you know, I mean, you know, the range, whatever range that I have, I show it on my recordings.
Right. And that's what I love about your music. You know, everybody, you can go to Mike's website, MikeLevinemusic.com. But from Spotify, you know, when I listen at all your music, and thank you so much for always like sending me and gifting me, you know, music, and I listen to it all. And, you know, of course, I have never really put you like in a box, because, you know, when your music, your sound, like you said, not in that way, it's kind of like, you get a little bit of everything. You know how you get some musician and it's just, okay, I know it's a straight line.
Right.
But you get a variety. You know what I say, Mike? You always put a lot of spices
Ooh, like
and flavor in your music.
I try.
That's what.
Not just salt and pepper.
No, it's not just salt and pepper.
Got to put the whole thing in there.
Yeah, I say, oh, it's so many spices, and you get, you know, jalapeno pepper. It's just music that makes you feel good. And that's what I love about your music. And so, you know, you have such a rich career in jazz and contemporary music. But what first drew you to the piano, and when did you know music was your path?
That's another good question. that was a little easier.
Okay.
I started playing trumpet in right before middle school. You know, like I guess when I was in 6th grade, going on all the way through high school, and I got pretty good at trumpet. But then one year when and I'm a late bloomer, about 17, maybe I was 16 or 17. There was a piano in the band room upstairs, and I would go and I'd start playing. And I didn't know what I was doing, but I just was playing. And then I told my parents, you know, I'd like to take lessons, and I took lessons. And oddly enough, my one and only teacher was the gentleman you mentioned in the beginning of the show, Vince Maggio. I started taking lessons with him while I was in high school. And you know, I was drawn to jazz. I remember I bought a Les McCann record, and you know, certain type of jazz always moved me,
Okay.
and studying with Vince, who was a disciple of Oscar Peterson, you know, propelled me, and that's the one side. And then I started writing music and straight ahead, and so forth and so on.
Okay. I like that. Nice. So you studied under some incredible musicians early on in your career and life. Who were
Yes.
the mentors that shaped your sound the most?
Yeah, these are not necessarily household names, but probably the biggest influence, besides my teacher, was Wynton Kelly. Played with Miles and everybody. Red Garland,
Oh, wow.
Bill Evans, then Chick Corea, Herbie, Oscar Peterson. I didn't listen to a lot of Oscar in the beginning stages because his profound technique was daunting, and it was like, oh man, I mean, there's just too much.
Right. I can imagine.
But somebody like Wynton Kelly, he had the feel. He'd make you tap your toe.
He'd make you tap your toe.
One of the most swingingest pianists of any generation.
Oh wow. So when the Ross Levine band made a big impact, I'm sure, early in your career. What do you remember most about that era?
Yeah, I was at the UM. I met Billy Ross, who was at the UM. He had just gotten off the road with the Woody Herman big band, and we decided, to form a band. And I was writing music, and there was a bunch of tunes that were kind of fusion, smooth, contemporary, whatever you want to call it. And so that was the we did a lot of gigs together, and we recorded 2 vinyls. So I'm showing my age now.
Mike, so if you could record another song or hit with, say, a vocalist, like who would you want to record something with?
Shontell. I'm sorry. Dr.G. No, I promise you don't. I promise you don't.
I did record one of the songs, and I would really love to do another one with my friend Leonard Rutledge. That was that. Oh my God, I'm going to space out on the name.
Oh, that's okay.
My Foolish Heart.
Oh, I love that song.
Okay.
And he's like a diamond in the rough, a friend of mine for many years, and I would certainly like, hey man, let's do something. But if I do something again, he'd be the person I would call.
Because I thought about you, and I mean, so many other people. And one, I think about, when I hear you, I think about you and David Foster and Burt Bacharach, and I just see all of you just equal. And when I hear, I said, my friend Mike Levine, David Foster, Burt Bacharach. I mean, like I used to say, I said, wonder what Mike redo. What's the song that him and Dionne Warwick? I can't remember, one of the songs that they did. I think.
Sure.
And I was just like, "Whoa! Would you ever want to record with Dionne Warwick?" I know you worked together with her at some point.
Well, actually, we opened up for her.
Okay.
We opened up for her, and we opened up for Michael Franks, and I recorded with Michael Bolton. That was quite my goodness, man. That guy can sing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, he can sing, and not only can he sing, Mike, you can play.
It was an honor. Yeah. No, it was a fun recording. I remember.
It was a fun recording.
Yeah.
And so now, moving things forward, y'all. Hey, everybody, welcome to the show, Jazzy After Dark. Welcome to Artist Talk. Myself, Dr. Shontell Graham is here tonight, y'all. My co-host. Our special guest is international recording artist, producer, composer, Mike Levine. And if you don't know Mike Levine, hashtag shame on you.
Oh boy.
Shame on you. So, Mike, you're back. This new project, this new album, it's phenomenal. Tell us about it.
Well, this one I decided, not to press to make a CD. It's a digital, the way that technology is moving. I called on some friends. I called on Nestor Torres to play on one of the cuts. I called on Steve Oliver, and all my Miami peeps to help me out.
Right.
Yeah, and the one tune "Dreams," I had originally recorded that many years ago with a harpist.
Okay.
And I decided to redo it, but feature myself.
Right.
And that one has Nestor on it. And
Right.
it's got the range of it's like what we've been talking about. It's got
Right.
a ballad. It's got something toe tapping. It's got something
yeah.
with a little more vibe to it.
Yeah.
The whole schmeal, as we would say.
I love that. So what we're going to do, I was going to play Miami Spice first, but Mike, it's a recording, but I'm going to play Dreams.
All right.
And then we're going to do Miami Spice. So if you have never seen Mike Levine play, it's like air. That's just the only way I can describe it. It's like air, effortlessly. So ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome here again, international recording artist, Mr. Mike Levine. And this is Dreams right here on Artist Talk. Nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Amazing. Amazing.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Dreams, Eugene. So Eugenia Ricks, who is the assistant station manager at WCLK in Atlanta, Mike, says she needs that. And so I need you to send your music. And so Eugenia, you can put in the chat what's the best way to send the music to you. Okay.
Perfect.
And, yeah, so make sure you get that out. And everybody, make sure you share the live out too. Please share out the live so more people, for those who may go back and watch the replay of the show. You can also go over to MikeLevineMusic.com. That's Mike's website. You can, so Mike, also we have to ask too, do you still have like hard copies of your other music that people can purchase from you?
Yes, it should be on the website. Yeah.
Okay.
That's funny. I've got quite a few CDs. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I love that. And so when I watch you just sit there playing, so I have to ask you a question. It might be a silly question, but like when you're playing there, like what are you thinking about? Are you just in the groove of the music? Like where do you go?
Well, in that tune in particular, especially in the beginning section, it's all about creating a vibe. It's kind of, very, very gentle. It's I sound kind of corny, but it's almost loving, it's a loving, gentle, and then it picks up a little bit and, with time to get down, try to get a little funky there in the solo a little bit. And then that song is actually a very good representation of what we've been talking about in terms of who I am. It's got a little bit of everything, it's got the Latin twist, a little bit of the romantic twist. And
yeah, because there's a part. Now, I may be a little old school, Mike. I call it like a breakdown in the song.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, Lord, breakdown. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I say the same thing. It's a breakdown in the song. Get it? Yeah.
Where it goes into, something that you kind of feel the groove and you like you take it up or something. I don't know. It gets a little more intense, maybe.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Change, try to break it up, so to speak,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's that one little section where it's just, which, you'll never hear. Well, I shouldn't say never hear. I don't want to say that. That's not nice to say that, but hardly will hear that where the whole band disappears and it's just me and the flute. That's it.
Okay. Gotcha. I love that. And so, ladies and gentlemen, again, that was a beautiful performance from our special guest tonight, international recording artist, Mike Levine. And we're going to take a break, and we're going to have a segment from Dr. Shontell Graham with Mind, Body, and Soul. And then we're going to come back with more conversation with our friend and guest, pianist, producer, and composer, Mike Levine, right here on Artist Talk.
Beautiful.
It's time for Health and Wellness Check-In with Dr. Shontell Graham. Tips for the mind, body, and soul.
That was amazing, Mike. I am loving this so far. But we're going to bring Jazzie back because for the past 5-6 weeks in a row, he has not gotten one correct.
What?
So I'll be ready to bring Jazzie back. I'm gonna try to make this one.
This is like my intermission.
I want to hear that. Get it together. Get it all the way together.
Hey, ultimate.
When you get one right, you will be allowed to take your intermission. Until you get it right, I'm gonna call you back. So let's hope that you get it right today. So we're gonna add this one thing to our regimen. Something that we can eat and intake that's gonna help with your throat, suppressing coughs. We love good heart support. It's going to lower the bad cholesterol, the LDLs. It's going to raise the good cholesterol, HDL. It's going to be high in antioxidants. We love that because that's going to get rid of the free radicals, the things that causes like wrinkles and cancer cells. It's going to help with digestion. You like to go to the gym all the time. It's going to be a great energy booster.
Oh, Hennessy.
Okay. Chef, this is not Hennessy. Okay, not Hennessy. Let me give you a couple of answers. Let me give you a couple of choices. It's
Now,
going to
don't give
be
me too many
aloe.
choices.
I'm going to give you four. These four, multiple choice. It's going to be aloe,
Okay.
honey, pomegranate, or pears.
I'm going to say honey.
Yes, you got it right. I'm so proud of you for once. Honey does all that. It's a cough suppressant. It's to relieve. Don't forget, honey you could put on your wounds, on your burns. A lot of other things that honey is good for. If you have dandruff, it's a great antimicrobial, antibacterial. It gets rid of dandruff. It helps with weight management. People don't know about honey. If you that energy boost, it will give you, and it's low in sugar glycemic index, so it's going to be great for that. It's not going to boost that sugar. It's good for memory, and the one thing it's good for, since you said the word Hennessy, it is great for hangovers.
Oh, I didn't realize that about honey.
That you didn't know. So it breaks that alcohol down to acetic acid and gets it out your system so much faster. So it's also great for that. Also, if you get mosquito bites, it's getting warm now. You get the little itch. Put some honey on that to relieve that itch from mosquito bites.
I know. So is it better, I'm in the South, in deep South in the country. So, we have like honey farms and you get that pure. Is that honey better than, say, you just go get some out?
It's less pasteurized. And then also too, if you have allergies, and like I have bad allergies with flowers and stuff, it's best to get local honey because those bees pollinate the flowers that you want, and it helps relieve your allergy symptoms much faster. So get some local honey.
I love that, Dr. G. And Dr. G, in the OR, we need you to add Michael Levine's music.
You can't help but to add. That is just like, you get a little bit of everything. Like you said, it's just somebody put in there gumbo. It reminds me of gumbo. It has a lot of spices, not just pepper.
And you know what? Michael has a song called Soul Gumbo.
Don't play.
He has a song titled Soul Gumbo. I'm going to tell you, don't sit on Mike Levine. I'm telling you.
Hashtag shame on me. And now it's my job to share his
stuff. Share his stuff. There you go. Share Michael's stuff. And everybody, don't forget to go get Dr. G's book, Nia the Germinator. It is available on the applife.info. You can order it directly from her. She will sign the copy. And I don't know about you all, but I love a bookmark for all of my books. It's a book for people from all backgrounds, all ages.
All ages. Now people say, well, what age range does it suits everybody? Get a copy. Get 2, 3, 4. Donate them. Gift them. Keep them. Read them.
Right. Donate them to your, local library. Or
remember, us independent artists, okay, when it comes to libraries, a lot of times they will not put self-published things on the shelves because they can't. But if you donate it, then they can. Hint, hint, donate.
There you go, Dr. G. So, Dr. G, are you ready to continue more conversation with Mike Levine?
I got to see him play a little bit more. Let's go. But, we got a little bit of honey. Let's go. Honey and Hennessy.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. G. And let people know how the best way to find you too, Dr. G.
Dr. Graham at the applife.info. Come check me out.
There you go. Well, Mike, do you keep a lot of honey at home?
Man, I'm going out to buy some honey. Actually, it's funny you should. Where we live, I moved to the Panhandle of Florida now, and there's a little town not too far away called WVAS-FM.
Oh.
And they sell right down the block from where we live. A guy sets up a stand, Tupelo,
Mm-hmm.
Tupelo honey.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so I'm gonna take that to heart.
Right.
Listen, it's the simple things that you can do to make your life a little better. I had one guy, he likes to let his honey sit in a bourbon barrel for 6 months.
Oh.
That is the best honey because it makes it a little bit thinner, not as viscous, but for some reason it goes down smooth. Maybe Chef can add that to his Hennessy.
Oh yeah, Chef loves his Hennessy. I don't know. So, Mike, do you have a favorite? If you drink, do you have a favorite drink that you like?
That's an easy one.
Okay.
Yes, I go for the rum and Coke. And I'm not a drinker per se, but on a gig, I'll go have my rum and Coke just to kind of take the edge off a little bit.
Okay.
The other night, I said, it's time for my attitude adjustment, and somebody said jokingly, "What would you want me to slap you?" No, I said,
Oh,
"Give me the
whoa,
rum
whoa,
and coke."
whoa.
Yeah,
You
no,
don't be so violent. Don't be so
it,
violent.
it was a little tongue in cheek. It was,
A little too.
but I like rum and coke because it mellows you out quickly.
Okay, gotcha.
I guess maybe all the sugar, doctor, perhaps.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Some people are up, some people are down, you know.
Yeah.
Add a little honey to it. Look, we're gonna make honey for everything. Put honey in everything.
Right. I do remember that about the honey. My grandmother, like when you're sick, cold, cough, she always gave me a teaspoon of honey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's also good for your skin as a good moisturizer.
Okay.
Wow.
So honey, you can use honey for a lot of things.
Oh, and you know, Mike, I was thinking about when you said attitude adjustment, that could be another great title of a song, or honey.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That might work.
I like attitude adjustment. Actually, that would be good.
That's what I was going for, the attitude adjustment. I'm like, I like that one. That's pretty good. Attitude adjustment. Okay.
So you know what's going to happen? There's going to be another musician listening to the show, and pretty soon it's going to show up, right?
Oh,
it's all good.
That's right. You know, I always say this, Mike. You know, you can have the same. We can do the same thing. We can both have the same. But you know what? Mike's going to do it his way. They're going to do it their way. You know, it's just not going to be the same. That's how you can look at it.
That's right.
Attitude adjustment. And so, Mike, like, again, the new project, how, you know, I know it's digital and you can, wherever music is streaming, you can go to the website.
Yeah.
Also, and is there one particular song, which may be a little challenge, right, that on your latest release that you just, it's your heart, your soul, any particular one that stands out?
Yes. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna. What is it? It's the one that Steve Oliver played on.
I love pillow talking.
I'm spacing out on the title. I'm so.
He has too many. His collection is big, people. His collection is huge, so he has so many.
When I'm with you.
Oh, when I'm with
Yeah, Steve played beautiful. I mean, you know, it's that would be, you know, that would be more the heart and soul of that project.
Okay, so like when you're deciding, okay, it's time to work on some new music. When you sit down to compose, what usually sparks the first idea? Is it the melody, the emotion, or something else?
I'd say it's the emotion. Sometimes I just sit to the piano. I might just play a chord, and then from there, whatever that initial feeling is, I think the key to, well, at least for me, writing, and I hate to even say good songs or nice songs or whatever the word would be, is to stick with it.
Okay.
Follow it. Something my teacher once said to me and made a lot of sense is you have improvisation and you have songwriting. Songwriting is improvisation, but you can take a little bit more time with it. You're not constricted to, I gotta play it within this structure. In other words, it's improvisation, not quite in real time, just maybe delayed a little bit. And I sometimes I mean, who knows? You know, you wake up, you feel good. You know, on my first recording, the one you mentioned with the Ross and Levine, that summer something, Pat Metheny played on the title cut, That Summer Something. I wrote that tune without stopping in a practice room at the University of Miami. It just flowed right out of me. I must have been feeling good. That Summer Something, you know, it was, it's an upbeat song, and it wrote itself. Sometimes that happens. And sometimes you start something and then, you know, something's missing, and then you wake up the next day and you start playing it up to that point. And then if you're lucky, something will click and you'll be able to push it to the end.
Right. Okay. I love that. And so I'm kind of going to shift gears here a little bit. And then, you know, when you think about like the music business, and Michael, you have been in this business a long time. And, you know, you meet so many artists and they talk about the ups and downs of this industry. Well, what do you think has kept you in this music entertainment business for so long?
Well, I still like to play.
Okay.
That's the key, in Miami, I was quite busy. Now that I've moved a little bit more of a rural area, there's less opportunity. But when I find it, I finally found some guys. We put the group together. We play. It's great. I've been lucky. I was on a Latin TV show for 17 years,
Wow.
and that afforded me to actually, what a concept, actually make some money.
Okay. Okay.
In the music business, or the lack thereof, the music business. And yeah, I think it's still the love of playing, the love of writing. I like to record, so I still like to do it.
You still like to do it. And so, if someone following in your footsteps, everybody, a Grammy. Is that something that you wanted to have? I'm sure everybody has that, desire to. Was that something you really want?
I was nominated on one of the CDs. I guess it would be nice. I wasn't really striving for that, that wasn't the end game. Yeah.
Okay. That's
keep
good.
playing, keep writing,
Okay.
That makes sense.
If you had to, for someone that's just coming into the business, following in your same footsteps, what advice could you give them when it comes to really the behind the scenes, the business
Sure.
of all of this?
Yeah. I one thing is to, don't get ahead of yourself. Be humble, be a team player, get along with the guys in the group. I know some great musicians that are jerks, and it hurts them, even though maybe, they don't care about it, but, be a team player, show up on time, know the music, be prepared for the whatever gig. If you're going to do a Latin gig, be prepared. If you're going to do a swing gig, be prepared.
Okay. Know your audience. Know your audience.
That's true too. That's another thing. For many years in that previous group, the Ross and Levine, I didn't talk. I played the piano and I wrote the songs, and Billy Ross did all the emceeing. And then when I decided to embark on a solo career, I had to learn how to speak to the microphone, how to engage with the audience, how to read the audience and say, okay, it's not a good time to play a ballad right now. Let's play a toe tapper.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, I believe that. That's important to know how to read the audience, because I could say back in my day when I was like heavy DJing, I was doing like wedding receptions, parties,
sure.
and we all had that experience, right? And a DJ, you got the crowd hyping, right, Mike? My worst mistake I've ever made, you could play the wrong song.
Ooh.
And it just throws everything off. And it's kind of challenging to get people back.
Agreed. It's 100%. 100%. I just did a gig this weekend, and same thing. It was like, I'm trying to see. It was a lot of young people. Okay. And I said, okay, let's do. We did this Herbie Mann composition, Memphis Underground. So we do it kind of like Motown. Once we hit that, everybody up.
See?
But if I had called something else, I might have gone another direction,
It may have gone another direction. And so there's a question in the chat, and from DN. So he said, what would you say has been the highlight of your journey so far?
Okay. This may surprise you. I think I've had a few highlights, thank goodness. But probably one of the biggest ones would have been, I ended up being in a trio playing a week-long gig with Mel Torme, backing him up. And that was being put on the hot seat big time. He had, and Mel had written a lot of the charts. He knew music, and he knew when you were screwing up. So it was challenging and a lot of fun. I would say that's one of the highlights for sure.
I love that. And if you could speak to your younger self, the kid first falling in love with the piano, right? I know it was a Shrunken piano. Now, what would you tell him?
Well, one thing I would say is practice more. Even though I practice, but practice more, because I got a late start. It's not an excuse. It's just kind of reality. Most of the great pianists started when they're 4 and 5 years old. Yeah, it's true. And so I got a late start, and I did practice, but I would say to myself, Michael, come on, practice more.
Practice more. Yeah.
Be a little tougher on myself.
Yeah. Well, Mike, time always flies when you're having so much fun. And we appreciate you coming back and hanging out with us, my friend. So next time when you come back, maybe if I'm not here, you can co-host with Dr. G.
That I'm not too sure of.
Hey, come on, I'll take you. Come on, let's go.
All right.
You could go. So let the people know, Mike, you have this new project out. Like, what's next for you? When can we see you performing live? Because I'm in Florida often, and I want to come see you perform live.
Well, the next gig that I have here is in Panama City, Florida. And oddly enough, the place is called the Ghetto Palace.
Okay.
But let me tell you, I've been doing this a long time. I've never seen an indoor space like this place. Top notch, everything. Full stage, full sound, art on the walls.
Wow.
Real quickly, I went in to meet the guy, and my wife Karen was staying in the car, and I walked in and I turned around and I said, you got to come see this. So we're going to be there May 2nd, Saturday night, 7 to 9, kind of a concert setting. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
Oh, wow. And so can people find your dates you're going to perform? Do you list them on the website?
Oh, I'm going to show you how lame I am now. You know where this is going, right?
Right.
I need to be better.
Oh.
I do a lot of on Facebook. People, I'll do that, but I need to. I said it all.
You know what, Michael? You know what we say over here? Shame on you.
Shame on you.
Oh man, I'm getting a double barrel now, aren't I?
You are.
Just put your head down.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I'm not going to look up. Tell me when it's over. No, just kidding.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Mike Levine, go over to MikeLevineMusic.com. His new project is out. We need everybody to download it, share it. And who knows, Mike, myself and Dr. Shontell Graham coming in 2027 will be my Jazz and Wellness Festival. I've been working on this a long time.
Forever.
And Mike, I would love for you to be a part of that.
Man, please, call me, email me, text me, whatever. Send up a smoke signal, whatever it is.
And again, thank you so much for coming on the show. And is the best way to follow you is through your website? I know you're on Facebook too, but do you like MikeLevineMusic.com better?
Yeah, both, but I'm going to get on the case with the website. It's time to be a little bit more proactive. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, again, Michael, thank you so much for hanging out with me and Dr. G. You are welcome here anytime, my friend.
Anytime.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
And we're gonna take you out of here with a little Miami Spice, y'all.
There you go.
We're gonna let you groove a little bit. And Michael, can you stick around for just a second?
I will.
All right. Thank you so much. Hey, Dr. G, another great show right here on Artist Talk.
It really was. Listen, this man can play. So to sit there and hear that, it's a wonderful thing. Now, I know it's a little late on the East Coast, but I'm old, so to me it's late. Another little hint about honey. If you having issues with insomnia and want to go to sleep, 2 teaspoons of honey will help you rest for 8 hours.
I'm going to try that tonight. I need that. I need that, Dr. G. But you know what, Dr. G, we have to say, don't forget, go over to the applife.info. Make sure you subscribe, share to Dr. G's website, kwwardradio.com.
Yes.
You can follow me on all my social media sites and hang out with me and Dr. G on TikTok.
We going over there a little bit.
We're going over there right after this show. Join me each and every Saturday on WVAS 90.7 from 8 a.m. to 12. I'm on TikTok, Jazzie K.Ward, right there, over there on TikTok. And you never know who's going to be on the show. So make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much, Eugenia. And any artists, you can also reach out to Eugenia Ricks, who is the assistant station manager at WCLK in Atlanta, Georgia. And she's my former boss. She's my former boss at WVAS. She's a great lady. Make sure you check her out, okay? So, hey, everybody, have a good night. And we'll see you next time right here on Artist Talk. Here's Mike Levine with a little Miami Spice. Good night.